Okay, for this class, I will be exploring some of the basic basic commands that you will come across. The first one is line, and um, the orthogonal mode. All right, so to draw a line at a specific length and a specific angle, you pretty much um, enter the value. You will notice that there's a box. There's a box. Can I see that blue? Is that blue or green? That blue box with some values there changing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So you can enter once you enter the amount that you want, the value that you want. So say for example, I want to draw this line at 140 millimeters at 30 degrees. I would type 140, then press the tab key. Once I press the tab key, you realize that a box pop up now which shows the degree.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? So I can enter the degree that I want. Say for example, I want 30. I'll enter 30, enter, and that will draw that line at 30 degrees. That's one. We can also manipulate this line. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you wish to draw this line at move this line to a different location, you can click onto the line, grip the middle, left click and hold the middle, and you can move it to wherever you want. So this is a quick way of moving a line. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I click here, click and hold the middle mouse, and relocate it to a different spot. You could also lengthen this line. You could also lengthen this line by clicking the end of it. Clicking there, the end of this, and pull it in the direction that you want. And that will
Yes,
also,
sir.
you will realize that as I move this, you'll notice that two values pop up, right? You'll notice one shows the extension, and
And one shows the whole line.
one show, yeah, to change between, I can toggle between all three of them. I can toggle between the total length by pressing the tab key. So I press the tab key once, press the tab key once, press the tab key again, it goes to degree. Press the tab key, I can change the extension, the amount that I extend it by. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I can say, for example, I want to extend it by 80. I'll type 80, enter.
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah, that's another cool feature about this. Uh, it's like when I'm recording this, you probably don't need to draw. You just like, could go send the recording and you go through it, and use it. Are you drawing? You drawing? No? Yes, no?
I was just playing around with it, just like,
Okay. Well, probably if you want to draw, you could draw, but it's up to you. I could
okay.
also rotate. I could also rotate this. I could also rotate this by clicking on the middle mouse, clicking on the middle, and right click. Click the middle and right click and rotate, and I can move it at whatever angle I want this to be.
So when you click the middle, instead of doing that, you can press rotate up at the whole menu
Yes,
as well.
I could do that also. I could click rotate from here. Click rotate from here, or type R. And
Oh,
but if you think about this now, I would need to specify base point and specify base point and rotation angle and all that. So this is a quicker way to do it. Click on this, click the middle, mouse right click, and I can rotate or even scale. All right, so I can even stretch it from here. So I can,
yes, sir.
yeah, so I can do many things from the middle mouse right there. So right click, scale, specify the base point. Base point is here, and I can determine how long I want this to be, or the scale factor. I could specify a scale factor of 1 will give it the same length. Scale factor of 1.2 will increase it by 25%. A scale factor of 2 will double the length. So if I enter 2, enter, the length of the line doubles. All right, very important. Something else that we can do with line. You could also lengthen a line. All right. So you could click on the line and type lengthen. L-E-N. L-E-N. So lengthen pops up. With lengthen, we have 4 options. We have delta, percentage, total, and dynamic. With delta, if I click delta, what that does, that allows me to lengthen this line by a specific amount from a specific side. So say for example, I wish to increase this line by 50 millimeter at one end. I would type 50, enter, and it will ask me to select the object that I want to lengthen. So if I click this side, you will realize that the side is lengthened there. Once I place the pick box over it, it will lengthen, but it won't take effect until I click it. If I go to the next end, you see that it turns blue and the extension is visible. If I want to lengthen it at that point, I'll click the left button. It's important to note also that if I want to lengthen it by that same amount each time, I could continue clicking. So once I continue clicking, it will lengthen it by that specific amount with each click. Yeah.
So this is better than extending the line in terms of precision.
This is lengthen a line if you know exactly what you want. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this is if you want to lengthen the line by a specific amount. Oh, guess what? Here's this other one which lengthen LEN. This no, but this that one what that one does, it lengthen each side by a specific amount. We have total. What total does, total give us the total length for the line. So if we want to change this line to a specific length, say for example, we want this line to be 100 millimeters long, or 120. Let's use 120. 120. Enter. Once we select, it will lengthen the side that we want. So if I click at this point, it will remove or extend the distance that I want. If I click up here, it will remove the amount from this side. Yeah, so this is one that you want to get the total length for that line. Total length there. There is this other one, LE. Draw next line here. All right, so let's go back to lengthen. You could also activate lengthen by clicking on this command right here. Lengthen. So this is one of these is lengthen. Measure, divide, multiply, construct. Lengthen. I think lengthen is not in one of these. Oh yeah, I think this is lengthen. So this is lengthen right here. So you could activate lengthen by going here. But normally, I wouldn't waste time going through all of these when at times you might not even remember where to locate it. Yeah? So the best is the shortcut key. So lengthen, so LEN brings up lengthen. And we could go for dynamic, all right? What dynamic does, dynamic allow us to draw the line as you move across here. As you move across here, the line moves with the crosshair. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's the difference between that one. Lengthen. LEN or space bar to reactivate lengthen. This one, percentage. What this does, this increase or reduce the line by a certain percentage. I say for example, 25%, 25, enter. Once I select this, yeah, it will lengthen the line, it will change the line length to 25% of the original, 25% of the original length.
Yes,
right? From that point. All right. Space bar to reactivate lengthen. Go to percentage again. PER. Click on P, enter for percentage. Let's enter -25, -25 and see what happened. Enter. It's an invalid value. All right, so that's pretty much what Lint is about right there, you know. That's Lint right there. Let's explore these. Let's explore construction. What this does, construction allows us to draw lines at either horizontally, either vertically, either horizontally, vertically at an angle, or bisect an angle or offset. So if we select horizontally or type H, enter, it will allow us to draw lines at specific points. Yeah, we can draw horizontal lines at specific points. Yeah, and this is
so you can control the size of the lines.
the space between.
The size of the lines.
I'm not quite sure if I. Oh,
How long the lines are, you can
no,
control them.
no. This is the length of this is infinite. You would have to trim it. You have to trim it off. Yeah, you have to trim it off. So space bar to reactivate. Let's go to vertical. With vertical, we would have that. Yeah. So we would draw vertical lines at whatever point you want them to be. Yeah. Something I need to point out with selection, right? I'm not quite sure if I mentioned it before. Window selection. With window selection, once you click here and move to the right, it is blue. Yeah. Did I point out that to you? Did I? Okay, so once you go to the right, yes, it is blue. From that point to the left, it is green. The big difference between going to the right and going to the left is that everything, the object to the right, once it's blue, has to be fully covered for it to be selected. As opposed to click and going to the left, it turns green. And with a green line, anything that the path touches will be selected. See like that? Look at this. I left click here and I move down here in a left direction and everything there is selected. So if I click here and I move to the right, everything turns blue and none will be selected unless I cover everything. All right.
Yes, sir.
This is another selection. We call this one lasso selection, where you left click, hold the mouse, left click and hold, and create a pattern. Yeah. Escape. So once you left click and move it in a clockwise direction, it will be green. And so left click, move it in an anti-clockwise direction, move it in anti-clockwise direction, move it in this direction, it will turn blue. So one anti-clockwise is green, and when you touch clockwise.
Sure, so most people just use the green one instead of the blue one.
Yeah, because with the blue one, you have to, but the blue one is very important in cases where you're working with object and you don't want to select everything, like in closed spaces. I say, for example, here, I'm working here and I want to select this. I want to select only this line here. I don't want to select others. So in that case, I would use the blue one. Look at this now. If I was to go to the left, you see, everything that would have been selected. But I don't want that, so I'm going in the right direction. This is very sensitive also now. If you move to the left any at all, it will turn green.
Yes, sir.
Once you move to the left any at all, it will turn to green. All right, that is that for that. Let's explore spline. Spline. What spline does, spline allow you to create a pattern. And this is very useful when you're drawing like ellipse or curved surface. Yeah. Things that you'll get into.
Yes.
A little bit. That's spline. And for spline is SPL. It's important to note that you must click the enter key at the end, or else you will lose everything. It will not take effect. So if you notice here, the pattern has been created. Pattern has been created, but it's not really a pattern, it's more like a doodle. I must click the enter key to have this take effect. If I don't, it will be deleted. And a very important thing that I should point out, it's recommended that you pull this a little bit, you extend this a bit beyond the point that you want it to prevent it from crimping up like this. All right, so for example, you want to end it here, extend it a little bit out, then click enter. Then trim off the excess, TR, enter, enter. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Delete. This other one is ray, and let me draw a circle here. Show you the usefulness of ray. What ray does, you could type RAY or select ray from there. So another important thing is that if you don't see the center of the figure popping up, move your crosshair towards the circumference, towards the perimeter, and it will pop up. So the thing about ray now, you can create a number of radiating lines from a specific point. Yeah. This is useful when you're dividing a circle into a number of equal parts. Yeah. Use ray. All right.
Yes, sir.
Delete that. Delete that. All right. Let us see what else here we can explore. This is divide. Well, you know that. Multiple points. Measure. Well, divide basically, I think did I show you how to use division, how to use divide?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. With divide, right? You can divide a line into a number of equal parts. And for that, you can use the shortcut key of divide, DIV, enter. Select the object to be divided, this. Then it will prompt you to enter the number of segments. Say, for example, I wish to divide this line into 10 equal parts. I would enter 10, 1, 0, enter. And it will divide us into 10 equal parts. You will realize that you might not be able to see the divisions, yeah? But they're there. To make the divisions more visible, we would increase the point size or type DDP, type DDP, TYPE, enter. And what that does, that will change this from a point style to either of these. So once I select any one of these, it will change to that one. Let's choose this one. It's important to set this to absolute unit also. All right, always change this to absolute unit. What that does, that prevents the that prevents the that prevents the nodes from increasing. What you find happening is that there are some cases where once you zoom or pan zoom out, the node will increase, but they don't return to the original size once you reduce the figure. So when I set this value to absolute, when you zoom out, it will increase. Once you zoom in, it will revert to the size that you're zooming at. All right. And if you notice here, they are more visible. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I could copy this, CO enter. I could copy this to those points, to those visible nodes. I would copy this to that. Copy to those points. So this is useful when you're
making a stair plan.
huh?
Making a stair plan.
Steers, yeah, stuff like that. Or once you want an equal number of parts for a drawing, yeah. Yeah, there are cases when you want equal number of segments for a figure. This is yeah. We could also divide arc into a number of equal parts. So let's draw an arc. Start, center, end. Start point, center. Let us draw this arc around here. We could also divide this arc into a number of equal parts. Let's divide this into 6 equal parts. I type div, enter. Select object to be divided. Once it turns blue, I click enter to accept it. Number of segments, I want 6. Enter. And this is now divided into 6 equal parts. All right. I'm not quite sure if they're visible to you.
Yes, sir, I can see them.
Okay. All right. So from here, I could use Ray to draw some lines through those quick and fast. So I'd go here. Yeah. So I
Yes,
could use Ray to do that. All right. All right. Let's see what else we have here. These are some things that we don't really use much. Region, wipeout, create a wipeout object. I'm not getting into this now. All right, let's go on to Polyline. Polyline is a very useful line in the sense that normally when you with regular line, once you change direction, the line normally each direction that you change or each click between 2 points is treated as an independent line. Yeah. So each click.
with the polyline, everything is just one.
Yeah, pretty much. If I was to use a regular line, once I click from here to there, between those 2 points, that's one line. One line segment, next line segment, there, another line segment here, another line segment here, another line segment. Yeah. So yeah. So you would use polyline in cases where you want this to be treated as one entity. Yeah. Say for example, you wish to offset all of this. You would use polyline if it's a case like this. O, enter, T, enter. All right. So you'll be able to offset everything right there. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let us explore circle. delete. Well, for circle, we have several, we have 1, 2, 6 options. We have circle when giving the center and radius. That's the most basic one. So circle and give me the center and the radius. So click onto a point for the center, and as we move this outward, we enter the radius value that we want. As I bring the crosshair out, you'll notice the radius, the value for the radius increases. All right. I realize that my screen, these values are really, really big. All right. What if I want to draw? I want to reduce my drawing space. Yeah. I don't want those large values to be popping up. In that case, I'm gonna change my boundary, my drawing boundary. I'm gonna reduce the drawing space so that I don't get those large values. Yeah. So the boundary is the drawing limit. So I want a smaller boundary to occupy my screen. So for that, I'm gonna type limit, L-I-M-I-T-S, enter. And I'm gonna specify my lower level, lower limit, which is 0, comma, which is 0, comma, 0, enter. Upper limit of, let it be 300, comma, 300, enter. So I'm changing the limit from what I had before to 300, comma, 300. Now, what I would need to do here is to, I would need to bring that limit onto the screen. To do that, I must use zoom all. So for that, I type Z, enter, A, enter. And what that does, that brings that limit onto the screen. So Z, enter, A, enter. I could also click the middle mouse button 2 times to bring the limit onto the screen. So that's another way in which you can bring the limit on the screen. All right. To do that, you click the middle mouse button 2 times. All right. I'm gonna stop this video and restart. I don't want to make it too long.